Hey, Scorpio, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your January 2024 bonus reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Scorpio, welcome. You are showing up here in the recent past, strong, loud, and clear. So you have the King of Cups, and some of you are really focused on some deep feelings that you have around a situation, around a person, around your own self-love and self-care. Because in the recent past here, Scorpio, I feel like you are doing some emotional management. It's kind of what I feel here. Instead of time management, you're taking a look at where you are spending your emotions, what is going on within your emotions, because there may have been some new ones that have risen to the surface in a sense in the recent past, or it could even be past energies coming in at this time and you're wondering why now, what's happening. It could be even someone from the past. Now, when the King of Cups shows up here, this is about your emotional intelligence. And I feel like that is a big part of who you are. I mean, you're a water sign. And so you've learned a lot of lessons here when it comes to matters of the heart. And some of those lessons were hard earned, okay? Because part of the lesson here with this King of Cups is the Three of Pentacles. It's about teamwork, making the dream work. And for some of you, maybe there was third party energy. It doesn't mean there was another person, but there could have been something that was affecting the heart between maybe a romantic situation or between a partnership, or maybe you just felt like the third wheel at times. Maybe you wanted to collaborate and join forces with others as well, because the Three of Pentacles is about working together to create something quite lovely, quite beautiful. And I feel for some of you, because we see the sharks below the surface, you may have been triggered, or there could have been a situation again where your emotions threatened to kind of come up, but you kept them at bay, right? Because emotionally, you are quite intelligent and you've learned from past experiences not to let something pull you under. And that's kind of what I feel here. So maybe there was a work situation, a family dynamic between siblings, or it could even be, again, third party, or someone in a relationship that was close to your heart here may have put something else in front of you. Okay, maybe someone focused on work, someone was focusing on, their career, their children. I just feel like you felt a little bit left out here, but you managed it quite well, even though there was a little bit of a loss. Now, some of you may have had to put your feelings or your emotions to the side in order to move forward, but now it's like you're revisiting them in a way, or at least you're taking a look at what you've learned so you don't repeat something. And you want to be with people, you want to be in situations that bring harmony, that work together, not to destroy each other, but teamwork, right? And there is no I in teamwork. And some of you may have been dealing with a big I energy where someone may have been very selfish or very focused on, their energy at hand without taking into consideration other people. Or maybe that's what you are being guided to do, is be a little selfish with your own desires and your own needs at this time. And I feel like that is a very extreme act of self-love. So many times we think that we have to put other people before our own needs, but that's what creates burnout and resentment and bitterness. We don't want to get to that point. And I feel like some of you are dealing with someone, or you yourself had got to that point. All right, what is the aspiration at this time? What inspires you? It's actually the Five of Cups, moving on from some sort of loss, disappointment, or challenging year. For some of you, this could be leaving behind the old life, leaving behind 2023, leaving behind someone who maybe even lacked emotional intelligence. And that may be why you got your heart broken, or it may have been why you felt disappointed about a situation. Maybe it was work. Even though we have a lot of cups energy here, perhaps you didn't feel appreciated. You didn't feel like you were receiving the reciprocity, when you were putting your blood, sweat, tears, and heart and soul into something, but at the same time, it didn't necessarily feel like you were being acknowledged or recognized here. Now, I actually like that the Five of Cups is motivating you, because it's saying, I'm not focusing on what I've lost. I'm not focusing on the pain. I'm going to take the lessons with it. Which, look, you've learned some valuable lessons with the Three of Pentacles, but you're ready to move on to something that is worth growing, because you can see that she's still holding on to this branch that has two flowers that are still growing there. And even though some of those flowers have fell off, right? Maybe they broke away, or there was something again that disappointed, or maybe she plucked those flowers off, right? It doesn't matter, but the fact of the matter is there was some sort of disappointment here, but she's not going to wade in that anymore. And you can see that she's up to her knees in water. So this was quite an emotional experience. And I feel like you're looking to brighter days. Because what we have here, part of what empowers you, right? We see the aspirations, not going to sulk, not going to sit in maybe some sort of depression or anxiety, or you've maybe even thrown yourself a little bit of a pity party here, but you're saying, all right, I'm dusting myself off. A situation happened for my growth, for my learning, but I'm not going to let it bring me down and keep me in a space of anxiety. Because that's what's motivating you. That's part of, moving forward into feeling more empowered. And the Five of Cups here, look at the main color. It's the yellow energy, which is solar plexus. This is your powerhouse. It's your confidence. It can be ego as well. So some of you were dealing with someone who was very egoic, possibly, or maybe this was even parts of, yourself that succumbed to the fear-based energy of ego, right? And you see with this Nine of Swords and Five of Cups, these are both showing up in a good area of the spread, right? This is your aspirations, and what empowers you to reach these aspirations is you don't want to live in some sort of fear or anxiety, even though you had to become vulnerable. Because you can see in the Nine of Swords that she's very vulnerable here. She has all eyes on her. And there may have been a situation where you were taken advantage of for your kindness. Maybe someone used you in some way, shape, or form. That's kind of what I get here. Someone may have been using you financially, or may have even used you for some ideas that they had, but you didn't get credit for. Okay, or maybe this was in a love situation where you just felt someone wasted your valuable time. They may have treated you like a doormat. Maybe you let them, and maybe that's part of the healing process here, is recognizing the roles that both of you played so you don't repeat it in the future. So Nine of Swords here is inspiring you to say, I'm going to get out of this energy. I don't want to live like this any longer, because nines are about completions. They're about accomplishment. So you've accomplished a very difficult, very emotional, very challenging lesson, we'll call it, but you're definitely ready to move forward. Now, what could be challenging you to get out of this is maybe stepping out of the hermit energy. It can be reaching out to others, especially Scorpio, if you are an introvert or you like to spend a lot of time by yourself or at home. There's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes if we spend too much time in solitude or seclusion, it can bring about a sense of loneliness, right? It can bring about a sense of needing to connect. You may even reject people who offer you, hey Scorpio, let's grab a dinner and drinks, or let's go get a movie together, or can we come together? Can we build something together? And you may say, no, I'm good. I'm just doing my own thing. So the challenge for you can kind of be stepping out of that, because you've done some deep soul searching, I see, right? You've done some of that. So allow other people to kind of come in and help you. And that's the lesson of the past. Remember, you have the Three of Pentacles, which is also allowing other people to help you build something for yourself. And just because people didn't show up for you in the past, maybe your siblings, your family, your coworkers, your whoever this may be, just because they didn't show up doesn't mean that every single person is going to use and abuse, right? And so you may want to open yourself up to new creative ideas, new conversations is what I heard. New conversations with the Hermit. Just having the ability to say, yes, I will accept your offer. Okay. It doesn't mean that you have to go out 7 nights a week or do anything like that. But if you've been in your house for a month straight or longer than that, you may want to even take yourself out to dinner or take yourself out to watch a comedy show or, spend the day at the park with your children or your family. There's just something here about you getting out of a comfort zone. So if you typically do something all the time, try something new is part of the challenge for you. Because that's going to help you heal. It's going to give you a new mindset. It's going to really help you focus on, what you are growing over here and kind of get you out of some sort of stagnancy with the 9 of Swords. And some of you, now this isn't for everyone, but some of you may even fear being out in public. Maybe some of you fear driving. Okay, even though I don't see the Chariot here, I'm getting like a fear of people, fear of driving, maybe fear of getting sick, or there's a fear of something happening to you in public. And I feel if that is the case, then maybe the 3 of Pentacles can be about working with someone to help you through some of these fears. All right, what else do we have here for you in the relationship and emotion sector? We have the Empress. How are you nurturing your sweet self, Scorpio? How are you taking care of you? Some of you could even be pregnant at this time. And maybe, some of you, there could have been a loss or some sort of disappointment around pregnancy. I mean, that's enough to throw anybody in a 9 of Swords, right? For others of you, maybe this has to do with your mother. This could be mother wounds. Okay, for some of you as well, this could be about you nurturing yourself just as much as you nurture everyone else. Because again, sometimes when this Empress shows up, we tend to neglect our own needs or smother, right? This could be taking a look at how you parent as well. Are you a hovering helicopter parent? Or is someone like this in your life? And how can we focus on nurturing and taking care of the things that are, again, growing? Because you can see that she is a little tiny human in her belly. And it doesn't mean that you are pregnant, but you could be birthing new life into the world, in a sense. You could be birthing a new business, or you are birthing a new aspect or part of yourself. I'm also getting spiritual gifts. A lot of you are empaths. Not just because you're that watery Scorpio sign, right? But you feel things so deeply on a deeper level than a lot of other people. And this Empress is about you wanting to help everybody out, you wanting to heal, and you wanting to just feel the love, feel the abundance, feel the growth. And sometimes it's at your own expense, Scorpio. So this month, it's important for you to focus on some self-love, self-healing, nurturing, and healing any womb issues as well. Okay, because sometimes this can be sacral chakra. So there could be some issues with maybe the womb. This could be hysterectomy. Maybe it's ulcers. It could be a cyst. It could be fibrosis, things of that nature as well. So please seek a medical professional if need be. All right, when it comes to your career, your work, and your finances, some of y'all are putting in some hard work here. You are mastering a craft. Okay, even if you don't quite know how to move forward, you're figuring it out, because 8s are about work. They're about strength, power, authority, materialism. And we are also in an 8 year. 2024 breaks down to 8. So this is a perfect year to master your craft. Take some classes, online classes, in person, maybe teach some classes yourself, maybe get out that old art set or canvas and do some painting. Get back to focusing on some hobbies that maybe you put on the back burner. I'm also getting something with knitting or crocheting. Maybe it's something your grandmother gave you as well, or your mother was very good with her hands. Maybe pass that on to you. I also see with this 8 of Pentacles, some of you could be musically inclined. Maybe you're a music teacher as well. There's something here with education. Maybe you are some sort of a teacher in one way, shape, or form. Now, 8 of Pentacles, when it comes to career, is a beautiful sign of feeling inspired, but be sure you're not working yourself to the point where you're not taking care of yourself, Scorpio, because some of you, you're really focused on your craft here, but when we overdo it, we can get to that point of workaholism, or maybe if this is you fearing not knowing enough about something, that could hold you back, but you are transforming from the inside out. I mean, she's has that butterfly right on her, and it's like the butterfly is hovering over her heart and her solar plexus, and it's giving her a big old hug, and she's saying, I'm embracing this transformation. I'm embracing change. And it happens to be the colors pink and blue. So heart chakra and throat. So some of you could be communicating from the heart. Maybe you're a public speaker, you're a motivational healer or influencer of some sort. So there is something here that you really love, especially King of Cups energy. This is you in it to fulfill that emotional piece of yourself, right? And I feel like you're going to make some money doing this if you're not already. So 8 of Pentacles, you're one step away from the 9 of Pentacles, which is, luxury and abundance and being able to live the life that you want, where you're independent, not codependent. But I will say that you're putting in some work here, and work's required, but it's going to be so worth it for you, Scorpio. All right, when it comes to health and well-being, we have the 6 of Wands. I love the 6 of Wands. It is the card of achievement, fame. It can be the card of being recognized by your peers, by your community, by others, and especially if you weren't getting that in the past. I do feel like on a health level and well-being, this is about you recognizing your own skills, your gifts, and your talents, because when you understand this within you, you raise your vibration, and that's where you attract other people that recognize you as well. And of course, I say this all the time, we have soul lessons. So we always hear about the power of attraction, the law of attraction. And sometimes we attract things into our life, even if we're vibing high. If we are still meant to learn some sort of a lesson, we're going to learn it in some way, shape, or form, but it could be short. It could be quick, right? A quick lesson, because we know what we need to know. But I am getting here with this 6, there's a lot of happiness, a lot of success. But right now it's like you're still flying around trying to find that sweet nectar. Because you can see the hummingbird there. He's finally found this flower, and he's enjoying that sweet nectar, and she's along for the ride here. And because it's showing up in reverse, some of you have gone through a situation where you were overlooked, or you felt shame. Maybe you felt humiliated. Maybe you felt like a failure. But I feel spiritually that may have been part, not just spiritually, but health-wise, it may have taken a hit too. Again, your solar plexus, that yellow energy that we see here coming in. But you're regaining your sense of confidence, and I feel like you will be recognized and noticed on a grander scale, okay? Especially spiritually, especially you aligning to some frequencies that maybe you needed to get out of. You've learned what you've needed to learn here in the past, and now you're rising up. And I feel like there's going to be noticeable recognition. I want to say within now and the next 3 months for you. Could even be the next 6 months, but I feel like this could happen quite quickly. Wands are the fastest moving energy. So when it comes to health and well-being, if you haven't been motivated, or if you haven't been connecting or reaching out, that may be a big piece of it with the Hermit. Maybe some of you were focused on some inner healing, some recovery, some downtime, some surgery. I feel between now and the next 6 months, your social life is going to do a complete 180. All right, let's take a look here at your spiritual energy and inner fulfillment. 3 of Swords. Excuse me, Scorpio, 3 of Swords means that you were broke wide open. There was a situation here that it went straight to the heart. But it's interesting because this isn't a cup energy, it's a sword. So it really caused you to get up into that headspace, right? And that's why you had the 9 of Swords here. And that's where you've learned the lesson, because this is what motivates you. I don't ever want to go back to that headspace of being disappointed. But sometimes because we've been hurt, we tend to be in that hermit energy and say, well, I'm just not going to open up because somebody else is going to come in, and I don't ever want to feel like that again. but I feel it is important for you in some way, shape, or form to accept help from those that you trust, your friends, your family. This could be professionals, healers, soul coaches, right? This can be people who want to help you on a spiritual level, but some of you feel blocked because of some pain, or because maybe you feel like your prayers weren't answered in some way, shape, or form. I also feel, excuse me, and look at that, the throat's really activated. Some of you have shut down right in the throat or the heart area. That's blocked you from connecting to your higher self at times. Okay, and that's why it's showing up in the spiritual energy here, where you may be working through some emotions, some soul contracts that were heavy on the heart. Okay, that's what I feel here. You're working through soul contracts that were part of what you came here to experience, regardless of how difficult, but also part of the lesson is for you to stay connected to your higher self, to God energy, to source, to the angelic realm, right? To the ether. And I feel like you kind of rejoined or reconnected that sense of faith. Because a lot of times when we go through a difficult period, that's when we pray. That's when we ask for guidance. That's when we watch more YouTube videos, right? That's when we connect and say, I need help. And it's okay to reach out. It's part of what your guides and spirit want you to do. But there is an importance here of asking, not shutting down. Okay? And some of you think, well, I've already asked, I'm not receiving it. It doesn't mean that your guides and your angels don't hear you. They're working behind the scenes, but there's also some healing and some pain that only you can do, right? Only you can. It doesn't mean you're by yourself, but there are certain lessons that your higher self needs to learn and work through, because that's part of your soul contract with this person, or part of this soul contract here on earth. But I ultimately feel like it's connecting you closer to your God source energy. So wow, something is breaking you wide open here, but in a big, beautiful way. And I also feel like you're focusing on a new day, like a new day has dawned. Tomorrow is a new morning. This year is a new year. So you're looking at the brighter side of things, and that's your motivation. Now, what should you focus on most? King of Wands. Maybe this is entrepreneurship. It could be travel. I like that it's showing up in the feminine version, because this is about you staying open on a heart level, embracing that femininity with the Empress, right? This is all about you being able to take charge of your destiny, Scorpio, because you're very active, you're very passionate, you're very goal oriented, you're very adventurous and very warm. But sometimes people have a hard time reaching you because you can be very deep, right? You can be very deep in your emotions, and they may feel even a little bit like, I just got to back off, stand back. But I feel what you should focus on is that confidence, right? That confidence, that renewal energy of knowing that you can adapt to some new circumstances. A lot of times the king and queens will have that chameleon energy on the card, and it is about adapting to the new, adapting to this new destined path moving forward, because you're a leader in a sense. You are very successful when you focus on what you're passionate about, what drives you and motivates you and inspires you. You're a guaranteed success here. So don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dreams. You are a spiritual influencer. Focus on that. Focus on your confidence. All right, Scorpio, what do we have when it comes to the most important lesson for you at this time? Queen of Wands, King of Wands. Wow. Okay, so it is in your masculine, your feminine energies, balancing them out. It could be in a very important soul contract relationship. Okay, this King and Queen of Wands, some of you, this could be same sex as well. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could certainly be siblings or best friends. But I also feel like it's you taking action on, something that does motivate you, drives you, inspires you. So there are some powerful lessons that come with this King and Queen of Wands. I mean, they are the strongest very out there, confident, open-minded. They're extroverts, right? So there's maybe a lesson here with reaching out or not being afraid to shine your light bright. And maybe that's part of the Hermit, where maybe you've kept your gifts hidden or you've kept yourself hidden in some way, shape, or form. Spirit doesn't want you to do that any longer. It's time for you to shine your light because you've come here with so much of it. Right? And it's time for you to either help others or to reach out, to expand upon your gifts, to utilize those gifts. This is beautiful. And the outcome energy for you, oh wow, you have the Lovers. This is Gemini energy, but it's also about choices, right? It's about making balanced decisions. And that's why you have this King and Queen, masculine, feminine, because we see here that there's a bird and there is a woman. They're hugging here. So it's interesting because there is a sense of being grounded, but then at any time that bird can take flight. So it's finding the balance between, as above, so below as well. And this is all about love. It's about soul contracts. It's about balanced decisions when it comes to partnerships, because some of you, maybe you were dealing with trust issues or there was disharmony of some sort. Maybe you were even indecisive about, working with these certain people or continuing to work on a relationship here. What would love do? And I feel like it's important not to go down the rabbit hole with your thoughts, right? Not to let this fear keep you hostage, keep you prisoner of you creating a beautiful reality for yourself, okay? And this could be that you are connecting with a soulmate in 2024. I feel sooner rather than later for a lot of you, especially with wands, that's fast energy. For others of you, maybe you're healing a soulmate relationship, whether you decide to part ways or not, completely up to you, but there's something along the lines of healing, okay? And making decisions that are balanced in the head and the heart, instead of swinging that pendulum so far to one side that it throws you off kilter. The Lovers is a beautiful energy to end on here. And regardless, again, of what you've gone through, it doesn't minimize the experience, but it says that you have what it takes to move forward, to see that the grass is greenest here where you water it, and that there's going to be disappointments and ups and downs in life. But if you really truly love someone and you both want something to work, or if there's some sort of dissatisfaction between you and a sibling, that through communication, especially because my throat was acting up there, through some sort of communication, maybe taking a little bit of time to calm down with the Hermit and then opening up, I feel like there can be balance in a union. That is what I have for you, Scorpio. I hope it resonates. I hope it helps. If so, please feel free to give this video a thumbs up. It certainly helps get the divine channeled messages out there to those that need it most. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Thank you so very much for tuning in, Scorpio. Lots of love.